Chapter 7. Our Country, India. India is a country of vast geographical expanse. In the north, it is bound by the lofty Himalayas, the Arabian Sea in the west, the Bay of Bengal in the east, and the Indian Ocean in the south wash the shores of the Indian peninsula. The peninsula is a piece of land that is surrounded by water on three sides. India has an area of about 3.28 million square kilometer. The north-south extent from Kashmir to Kanyakumari is about 3,200 km, and the east-west extent from Arunachal Pradesh to Kutch is about 2,900 km. The lofty mountains, the great Indian desert, the northern plains, the uneven plateau surface, the coasts and islands present a diversity of landforms. There is a great variety in the climate, vegetation, wildlife, as well as in the language and culture. In this diversity, we find unity that is reflected in traditions that bind us as one nation. India has a population of more than 120 crores since the year 2011. It is the second most populous country of the world after China. Locational setting. India is located in the northern hemisphere. The Tropic of Cancer, 23 degree 30 minute north, passes almost halfway through the country. From south to north, mainland of India extends between 8 degree 4 minute north and 37 degree 6 minute north latitudes. From west to east, India extends between 68 degree 7 minute east and 97 degree 25 minute east longitudes. If we divide the world into eastern and western hemispheres, which hemisphere would India belong to? Due to great longitudinal extent of about 29 degree, there would be a wide differences in local time of places located at two extreme points of India. As such, the difference between these 2 points would be of about 2 hours. As you have learned earlier, the local time changes by 4 minutes for every 1 degree of longitude. The sun rises about 2 hours earlier in the east Arunachal Pradesh than in the west Gujarat. You have already read earlier why the local time of longitude 82 degree 30 minute east has been taken as the Indian Standard Time. This meridian or longitude is also termed as the Standard Meridian of India. Do you know? Large countries which stretch extensively from east to west do not have a single standard time for the whole country. The USA and Canada have 7 and 6 time zones respectively. Do you remember how many time zones are there in Russia? India's neighbors. There are 7 countries that share land boundaries with India. Find out names of these countries from figure 7.1. How many of these countries do not have access to any ocean or sea? Across the sea to the south lie our island neighbors, Sri Lanka and Maldives. Sri Lanka is separated from India by the Palk Strait. Political and administrative divisions. India is a vast country. For administrative purposes, the country is divided into 29 states and 7 union territories. Telangana became the 29th state of India on 2nd June 2014. It was previously a part of Andhra Pradesh. Delhi is the national capital. The states have been formed mainly on the basis of languages. Rajasthan is the largest state and Goa is the smallest state in terms of area. The states are further divided into districts. Alluvial deposits. These are very fine soils brought by rivers and deposited in the river basins. Tributary, a river or stream which contributes its water to a main river by discharging it into main river from either side. Do you know the Ganga and the Brahmaputra form the world's largest delta, the Sundarbans Delta? The delta is triangular in shape. It is an area of land formed at the mouth of the river. Where rivers enter the sea, that point is called the mouth of the river. Physical divisions. India is marked by a diversity of physical features such as mountains, plateaus, plains, coasts, and islands. Standing as sentinels in the north are the lofty snow-capped Himalayas. Him plus Ale mean the abode of snow. The Himalayan mountains are divided into three main parallel ranges. The northernmost is the Great Himalaya or Himadri. The world's highest peaks are located in this range. Middle Himalaya or Himachal lies to the south of Himadri. Many popular hill stations are situated here. Find out the names of 5 hill stations. The Shivalik is the southernmost range. The northern Indian plains lie to the south of the Himalayas. They are generally level and flat. These are formed by the alluvial deposits laid down by the rivers, the Indus, the Ganga, the Brahmaputra, and the tributaries. These river plains provide fertile land for cultivation. That is the reason for high concentration of population in these plains. In the western part of India lies the Great Indian Desert. It is a dry, hot, and sandy stretch of land. It has very little vegetation. To the south of northern plains lies the peninsular plateau. It is triangular in shape. The relief is highly uneven. This is a region with numerous hill ranges and valleys. Aravalli Hills, one of the oldest ranges of the world, border it on the northwest side. The Vindhyas and the Satpuras are the important ranges. The rivers Narbada and Tapi flow through these ranges. These are west-flowing rivers that drain into the Arabian Sea. The Western Ghats or Sahyadris border the plateau in the west, and Eastern Ghats provide the eastern boundary. While the Western Ghats are almost continuous, the Eastern Ghats are broken and uneven. The plateau is rich in minerals like coal and iron ore. To the west of the Western Ghats and east of the Indian Ghats lie the coastal plains. The western coastal plains are very narrow. The eastern coastal plains are much broader. There are a number of east-flowing rivers. The rivers Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri drain into the Bay of Bengal. These rivers have formed fertile deltas at their mouth. The Sundarban Delta is formed where the Ganga and Brahmaputra flow into the Bay of Bengal. Do you know? Corals are skeletons of tiny marine animals called polyps. When the living polyps die, their skeletons are left. Other polyps grow on top of the hard skeleton, which grows higher and higher, thus forming the coral islands. Figure 7.4 shows coral islands. Danger waters. Down there in Sumatra started a big quake, but no one had expected the tsunami it did make. Waves big as mountains, like an army they charged. and into the South Asian lands with all might they barged. Full with fury, they killed people in thousands and destroyed everything from buildings to farmlands. The waves came and went from Sumatra to other places and left nothing except empty spaces. People were left without shelter and food. Tourists who had came decided they never should. People lost their loved, near and dear ones. Survivors snatched and fought for clothes and buns. Relief to the affected was being sent out. But now of disease there was a big bot. People feared going near the sea. Could it swell up again, giving no time to flee? The fear installed in them may stay by the days, but in the darkness of sorrow there's still a happy ray. Two groups of islands also form part of India. Lakshadweep Islands are located in the Arabian Sea. These are coral islands located off the coast of Kerala. The Andaman and the Nicobar Islands lie to the southeast of the Indian mainland in the Bay of Bengal. Do you know which group of islands were affected by the tsunami in 2004? Find out through newspaper reports and by speaking to people how in different ways people faced this challenge when tsunami struck the Indian coast. Tsunami is a huge sea wave generated due to an earthquake on the sea floor.